everybody, happy Sunday. Welcome back to the Short Sunday, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining today's stream. I hope you all are doing very well, that your week has been a great one, and as always, I hope you are doing better than me. I actually would rather be in bed right now, and yes, you're not seeing things wrong. The Short Sunday today is starting way earlier than its normal time, but there's reason. And I actually don't like the reason, but I'll try to explain. I should be doing art today, just to make that very clear. Saying this because, as you can see, you don't see anything on the screen other than my wallpaper. I mean, the background that I made for OBS, but whatever. Point is, man, where do I even get started? Well, first of all, I had a very tiresome night last night. I don't really think I slept very well. I'm feeling very tired still. And I'm gonna have to do it all over again today and tomorrow and likely on the following days, for the following weeks, possibly for the following months. God forbid for the following years as well. Long story short, out of all the places, more than dozens, probably hundreds of places I sent a CV over to throughout these actually past couple years now. Yeah, out of all the places I've sent several CVs, all kinds of different places. Only one actually got back to me with a proposal for a job. And this is one of the places where I actually did not want to work at. Now, technically speaking, I am not hired to work there yet, but yesterday I was called in yesterday to do a test, which is basically just do a whole shift to start learning the ropes of the job. Also, so they can see if I'm actually fit for that job, you know, that kind of stuff. Anyway, everything happened so quickly. I got the message, I got contacted about this on Friday. Actually, it was on Thursday, but I only replied on Friday. And by the time I replied, there was no time to go there on the same day because they wanted me to go there on the same day. So they scheduled it for yesterday, Saturday. And I absolutely have not yet seen the worst of this job. But so far, what I did see, what I did get to do yesterday, I really did not like it. Don't get me wrong. The job itself is not really that bad. It's okay-ish. The problem is the times, the time of the shifts, the days of the week. Excuse me. The days of the week that I have to work. That's what really, figuratively speaking, breaks my legs. So what is this job? Basically, the job description anyway. I have to work at a pizza place, a pizzeria. It's actually a really good pizzeria. It's my favorite in the city. They have possibly the best pizza in the city. Used to go there well, not often, but every now and then with my family. Anyway, and basically the job description is to work there as a, what is it called in English? A delivery attendant. I'm not gonna be doing any deliveries myself. I'm just gonna, according to the job description anyway, my function is to answer phone calls and take orders from customers and possibly answer any doubts they might have, like, hey, do you have a calabrese, pepperoni pizza? How much is it? You know, that kind of stuff. This is not too bad. I actually did do that last night. I was feeling completely lost. I really hope I didn't get anything wrong. I'm sure I didn't get any orders wrong, that's for sure. But I am concerned whether or not I accidentally might have gotten the delivery fee wrong for some orders. That is a concern of mine. But that's besides the point. Point is, the job itself is not too bad. The problem is everything else, because for starters, the job is not just answering the phone calls. There's a whole lot of other stuff that I got to do that goes beyond the job description. Which I suppose it's technically part of working at a restaurant, even though I'm not part of the restaurant itself over there. But fine, that's part of the stuff. Gotta help clean up before the place opens up after all, and that stuff. But anyway, the job itself, as I was saying, is not really too bad. The problem is everything else. For one, the work hours. Now, usually most jobs here in Brazil, you have how do I translate this into English? Over here we usually call it the horário comercial, which in a literal translation into English is something like commercial hours. You know, the usual time of the day where the shops are open, people go to work and that stuff, and then at the end of the day everything closes down, everybody goes home. Okay, so here in Brazil the usual commercial hours start at 8 in the morning and end at around either 5 or 6 p.m. in the afternoon. Usually places shops at downtown, they usually close down at 5 or 5:30. Other jobs, other business usually outside of the downtown area, they usually go until a little later, 6. But anyway, it's usually 8 to 6 p.m. 8 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon. And most of them for a minimum wage, of course, which is horrible. And these jobs, they usually work these hours from Monday to Friday if it is downtown area. Not most of them, but quite a lot of them. While most others do Mondays to Saturdays, where on Monday to Friday it is 8 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon, and on Saturdays from 8 in the morning to noon, 12 p.m. This job, on the other hand, because it is a pizzeria and they only work at night every single day of the week, the pizzeria itself opens up for customers at 6 p.m. 6 in the evening, afternoon/evening, and they close down at 11. But at 11 there's still people there eating and stuff, so they basically just close down for new customers. But they still stay around to finish serving the people who are already there, which is one of the reasons why, although the shift officially ends at 11, we gotta stay until much later, which sucks. But anyway, so those are the times the restaurant itself functions to serve customers, but employees, they obviously have to arrive much sooner. So while most jobs here usually go from 8 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon, on this place for this job I have to be there at 4 in the afternoon and can only leave past 11:30 at night, 11:30 p.m. And the pay is really low from what I was told. I wasn't given an exact number because the manager couldn't remember it from the top of her head. But it's really low. And considering I have that's another thing. Over there it doesn't go from Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday 12 p.m. No. It's from Monday to Monday, every single day of the week, doing those crazy hours. So it's really tiresome. There's no day of the week I can basically sit down and rest, relax, like most people. Like on a Sunday, for example, I will have to go to work today, to this job, for a second day of testing. And I honestly don't want to. This is one job that I actually would rather skip the opportunity. But the thing is, I have been unemployed for so long now, and the financial situation is so dire. I am actually on borderline becoming desperate for a job, for money, that give up this opportunity is not really an option. Not at all. So whether or not I want it or not, I don't. But anyway, it's not an option. So I basically am forced to deal with it and pray to God I'm somehow gonna manage to finally get something better, or at least with better work hours. Even if the pay is gonna be the same or just as crappy, but at least better work hours, because work at night, even though I do have the bad habit of going to bed very late, work these hours is actually, turns out it's actually a lot more demanding than work the usual daytime hours, 8 to 6. When I got home, when I got back home last night, I was feeling so tired, I could not even handle having dinner. I just ate a couple pieces of dry cake, a banana, some juice, and I crashed. I'm still feeling really tired. But anyway, another problem with these work hours is that they end up becoming very restrictive. They end up becoming very restrictive to me, because there's a lot of things that I am now, if I actually stick to this job and I actually get hired, there's many things that I'm going to be unable to do because, well, I'm not going to have the time to do them. And I'm not going to go into details on everything, all of those things, etc., because it might take a while. And because this job offer came in just so suddenly like this, I didn't really have any time to think anything really or plan out anything. I gotta sort that out. Anyway, so I'm gonna talk specifically about my live streams, because these are going to be heavily affected by these crazy work hours of theirs. Hey Reptain! Happy Sunday. Wanna lurk a bit? This place eating pizza just made. Nice. Okay, no problem. For now, I'm just talking about the changing times of streams and that job from last night. Anyway, where was I? Right, so I'm gonna focus specifically on live streams, because these are going to be heavily affected by the work hours of this job. Starting with the Chill Art Sunday, which, as you guys can see, has started very earlier. That sentence doesn't sound right. My brain is still asleep. Has started a lot earlier than its normal time. Now, the Chill Art Sunday is supposed to start every Sunday, to go live rather, every Sunday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That is Eastern Time, and if you don't know what Eastern Time is, then just look up what time it is in New York right now, and that's it. I'll check in a moment, Riptain. But yeah, it's supposed to go live at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 p.m. every Sunday. And today I was actually going to start even earlier today, but I woke up only 1 hour before the time I decided to go live with the stream, so I decided to give myself a little bit more time to wake up a little, try to wake up a little bit more. So I started at 11:15 in the morning, which again is a lot earlier than the normal time. And the reason for that is this job. As I said, I'm gonna have to go there again today for another round, another shift, and because I have to be there at 4 in the afternoon, and the Chill Art Sunday is supposed to start at 3, it makes it impossible for me to do the show. Technically speaking, I could, but come on, if I am to start the stream at 3 and still have enough time to dress up, take the car and drive off to the pizzeria to start my shift at 4, how long do you really think I can make the stream for? 15 minutes, 20 at best, 30 if I am feeling lucky. No, because to dress up I would take like at least 10 to 15 minutes. If I am rushing things, maybe 5 or 7. I actually can get ready to go out that fast, maybe even faster. But anyway, plus there's the commute time. So do the stream for just half an hour and end at 3:30. Cuts it way too close to get there in time. So I cannot do that. I can't. Let me check the message things in there real quick. That is a very nice looking pizza. So yeah, I cannot do that. So my options are either I cancel the Chill Art Sunday and stop doing it, at least until further notice, or since it is a stream that happens on Sundays, I started a lot earlier, like today for example, 11, 11:15, 11:30. Though 11 o'clock is, I think it might be a better time because it should give me at least 3 hours of stream, which is the minimum I basically set myself as a self-imposed rule. In case you don't know, my gaming streams, I decided that they should last for at least 2 hours every single time. It has to be at least 2 hours of length, while the art streams, the Chill Art Sunday in this case, they should last for at the very least 3 hours. So if I start the Chill Art Sunday at 11 in the morning, I should have 3 hours to do the show, while still having around 1 hour more or less to spare, so I can rest a little bit and get myself ready to go to the job. But even this I don't like. But it is an option to not cancel the Chill Art Sunday, which is my favorite live stream in the week. It is also kind of the toughest, ironically speaking, the toughest one to make, just because it requires so much thinking. And well, that's another thing that will probably be affected by this job because of how tiresome this job is. I do fear this is going to affect my, let's say, performance on the Chill Art Sunday on Sundays. But anyway, we'll see. Now, about the Gaming Friday, which is supposed to go live every Friday at 7 PM Eastern Time as well. Well, that one is impossible. I cannot do the Chill Art Sunday while working at this place. It's impossible. Because the shift starts at 4 PM and I only leave there close to midnight. And the stream is supposed to start at 7 when I am at this job. So either I'm gonna have to kill off the Gaming Friday, cancel it completely, at least until further notice while I'm there, which God knows how long that is gonna go for. Or I'm gonna have to change the time the stream, the Gaming Friday, and this also goes to for the occasional streams that I do on Wednesdays. But anyway, let's focus on just the Gaming Friday because when I got back to streaming again, I didn't bring back the weekly Wednesday time slots. Only the Gaming Friday and the Chill Art Sunday. So let's focus on the Gaming Friday. So my options are to either cancel the Gaming Friday, or I change its starting time, like I did, like I would try to do with the Chill Art Sunday. I say try because all of this happened so quickly. I didn't have time to plan out anything. I don't really know how this is gonna go. But let's assume that I actually can keep the Chill Art Sunday running normally just earlier. So the Gaming Friday, my choices are to either cancel it or move it to an earlier time slot. Now, what's the problem doing that on Fridays? Which, technically speaking, in theory anyway, I could also move the Gaming Friday to 11 in the morning on Friday. Well, the problem with that, let me drink some water real quick. The problem with that is that Friday is a work day. For most people, It is a work day. People are usually busy either with work or with school during the time that the stream would go live, which is one of the reasons why I decided to start doing that stream, the Gaming Friday. I chose the 7 o'clock in the evening time slot for it, which is basically almost weekend by that point. Most people are usually already back home and ready to, you know, relax, put their feet up, chill, that stuff. Long story short, it's a time that most people are usually already free and ready to have some fun. So yeah, moving the Gaming Friday to an earlier time slot on the Friday has this issue where most people will likely not be available to watch, and I already have barely any kind of audience as it is because I'm very tiny as a streamer. So that's going to be a very negative impact on this show specifically. What is the other alternative? Because there is a third option. Move the Chill Art Sunday from, sorry, not the Chill Art Sunday. Move the Gaming Friday from Friday to Saturday, but also at 11 in the morning. Because I also have to work on the Saturdays, same time, 4 in the afternoon. I gotta be there, which means I have to be leaving home at least at the latest 3:30, 3:40 in the afternoon. So I gotta get dressed, start getting myself ready to go at least at around 3 p.m. So I gotta be done with anything and everything much sooner than that. But I digress. So the other choice is to move the Gaming Friday to Saturday, which means I actually would have to rename it, because what's the point in calling Gaming Friday if I am doing it on Saturday, you know? I don't really like how Gaming Saturday sounds though. Sounds weird. Anyway. But doing it at that time on Saturday still has a little bit of the same issue that doing it on 11 a.m. 11 in the morning on the Fridays has, where on Saturday there's still quite a bunch of people busy with work, mostly, maybe some will also busy with school. Either way, although it is an option to not cancel the stream, which honestly I'd rather not cancel the stream, although it is an option, it is not a good one either. Actually, not one of these streams is gonna be affected positively in any way with his job. And again, it's not the job itself, it's the times, it's the work hours of this job. Okay. I am very not happy with this. I really am not happy with this, not at all, not one bit. And I don't know what I'm gonna do, because as I said before, I don't want to take this job, but I pass it up is not an option. So although I am not happy with this, I am forced to just accept it and go with it. But I am not happy with it. I'm not happy with it. And another thing, and this is now unrelated to live streams or any other kind of plans, which are also going to be severely affected by this changing my life, let's say. Let's put it that way. You can say, Mike, calm down, try to breathe slowly, try to relax a bit. Think of it this way, it's only temporary until you can find something better. Well, that's the thing. I've been looking for something better for so long now, and absolutely nothing has come up. And now that I will have barely any free time available, because, oh Mike, but you have basically half of an entire whole day available. You only have to be at the job at 4 p.m. Yes, but I'm gonna be so tired that I'm definitely gonna be sleeping in until the afternoon, because that job is very tiresome. So let's say I wake up at the best at noon. I won't have like a couple hours at most to do anything that I might want or need to do. Like even go to the supermarket, it's going to be very tight. But I digress. Where was I? Nothing's more permanent than a temporary solution. Yeah, I was actually going to use that phrase. So yeah, you could say, Mike, but look at the bright side. It's only temporary until you find something better. But yeah, like Riptain well put, and I was actually going to say it myself. There's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. Because I'll barely have any free time. And how the hell am I supposed to look for something better with barely any time available to do it? You know? And let's assume that I can manage to land an interview for something better, even if the pay is the same or just as crappy, but better work hours. Which I'm actually rather have better work hours with a crappy pay, the same crappy or similar crappy pay, than a crappy pay with these stupid work hours that this job has. Because then at least I have the evenings available. I don't have to cancel my evening streams. And if it is a normal job with normal working hours, then I have my weekends available. At most I have to work Saturdays up until the noon, which is something common, and I'm okay with that. But I digress again. So let's assume I managed to land an interview for something better. How exactly am I really gonna go to this interview? Like, I'll have to be lucky that they schedule an interview for morning or at most early afternoon, and that I am done with that before 3 o'clock, because then I have to go to this other job, you know. And in my experience, there are many employers that when they schedule an interview at a given time, you don't have an option to try and schedule it for some other time. Like if you tell them, oh, but I'm not going to be available at that time, they're like, oh, you aren't? Okay, then you are not fit to work here, bye. Of course, they don't actually say that with those words, but you get the gist. So let's assume, for example, some interview gets scheduled for a time that I am supposed to be at this pizza place, you know? Well, I'm screwed. That's a problem. And that's another reason why I am really not happy with this job. Now, don't get me wrong, as I said before, it definitely beats not having a job at all. Yes, absolutely. And the job itself, the tasks, they are not all too bad. But considering how much I am supposed to be paid, and the hours I have, the hours and days of the week I have to work, it's just not good. It's not even decent enough, you know. It's horrible, really horrible. But as I also said before, I am borderline desperate because of how bad my financial situation is right now. And I am being very honest with this. I'm not sugarcoating anything, I'm not exaggerating either. It is actually really that bad. And so yeah, I'm borderline getting desperate. So pass up this opportunity is not an option, even though I really want to pass it up. I really do. But if I do, it's gonna be even worse. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna have to just buckle up, see what I can do about the Church Sunday, see what I can do about the Gaming Friday, plus everything else. Like, man, I am almost ready to relaunch my commissions. For example, I already have the commission sheet, the new commission sheet with updated prices all ready to go. I have already started preparing a few select older artworks to re-upload on some different places. I am almost ready to relaunch those, and now suddenly this, am I even gonna have time to work on art at all besides the Church Sunday if I can stream this on Sunday mornings? I'm afraid I won't. That's another problem. If these were normal work hours, Monday through Friday, or at least Monday through Saturday up until noon, like most jobs. From 8 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon. Then it would be way better. Even if the pay would be a crappy one, it would be better because I would have more available time to do all the stuff that I need to do. Not just that I want to do, but that I need to do. But this job, not the job itself, but the work hours of this job and work days of the week. I know what I mean. It basically forbids me from doing anything else other than just live and breathe this job. I am not happy. I'm sorry if I sound very frustrated, but I actually am very frustrated. I am not happy with this job. I am not, and I only did one shift. It was only a test also. I got paid for the work I did there last night. At least there was that, but it was only $80. Mind you, 80 reais, not $80. I'm guessing I'm gonna get paid for the work I'm gonna be doing today as well. I don't know how much it's gonna be. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be another 80, but still, that's not the wage. It's only because I am basically just doing a test there. I'm not actually hired. I guess they are just paying for the work done on the day. But yeah, the wage itself, as I told you guys earlier, the manager couldn't remember the exact amount. She only said it's something roughly around 1,500 reais. Which again, those work hours and the days of the week that I have to work is just as bad, if not worse, than just a miserable minimum wage. Which, mind you, the minimum wage in Brazil is only 1,412 reais. Which, frankly, I would rather be paid 1,412 and only work from Monday to Friday or Saturday noon, from 8 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon, than be paid 1,500 something and work Monday to Monday, 4 to 11 in the 11:30 at night. I actually would rather do that. That's how much unhappy I am with this job. And I only did one shift. Oh man. To wrap up, because I have already been rambling for almost an hour now, Jesus Christ. I gotta do some art before I go to work. To wrap up, the job itself is not too bad. If this job at least had better work hours, if it at least was 8 in the morning to 6 p.m., like most jobs, then I wouldn't be so upset about it. Because then at least I would have more time, preferably on weekends available. Man, I cannot even go to church with these work hours. I can't do that. And I told you guys before, I have been having for a little while a need to go back to church. I went to Mass last Saturday. I loved it. I was planning to do it again yesterday. I can't. Oh, but Mike, can't you go on Sunday morning? Yes, technically I can. They do have a service. I think it's either at 7 or 8 in the morning on Sundays. Man, I'm gonna be so tired from work. Do you really think I'm gonna be able to be up at 6 in the morning to go to church on Sunday morning? I can't. And even if I do, I'm likely end up gonna falling asleep at work. Because that thing goes until very late. It's kind of unfeasible. Because think about it. I gotta get I can only leave the job as late as 11:30, depending on the tasks of the day, even later, past midnight probably. By the time I get home, it's already gonna be, depending on the time I leave there, it's already gonna be close to midnight or way past midnight. Then I'm still gonna have to have dinner, shower, get ready to bed and stuff. By then, it's already gonna be way past 1, 2 in the morning. how the hell am I going to wake up early on Sunday to go to church? Or any other day of the week to do much else, you know? It's going to be way too difficult to do that. And you know what happens when you don't sleep enough hours in the night? Those hours, they pile up until eventually it comes a day when you cannot stay awake. You end up crashing. You are always tired. Your performance drops. It's hell. It really is hell. Been there, done that. It sucks. It's not sustainable. And besides, I always prefer to go to church on Saturdays because it's usually more... It's not as crowded on Saturday evenings when they have their services at that time. Because on Sundays it is always crowded, and I don't really like crowds, especially on hotter days. It gets too hot, and I don't like the heat. Anyway, these work hours on this job, they are way too restrictive for me. I don't like the lack of freedom I have with this. I am not happy. I'm not happy at all. But that's what God decided to put on my desk, on my table. May His name be glorified, and let's see what happens. Just please pray that I get something better soon, guys. Please. At least better work hours. Because I don't know how much I can handle off this job. I've only done one shift, Jesus. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's try to do some art, and hopefully that is going to cheer me up a little bit before another crappy shift. So today... Oh, come on, I'm having that bug with the tablet again. So there is this bug that has been, well, bugging me for a while now. I managed to fix it a few weeks ago, but apparently it has returned, where... See, I'm controlling the cursor of the mouse with the tablet right now, okay? There's this bug where if I minimize a window, then the pen stops responding. The tablet still lights up the LED whenever I touch it with the pen, but the mouse doesn't move. If I move the cursor with the actual mouse, and then I switch back to the pen, well, now it's not working. What the hell? Okay, I clicked and then it worked. Yeah, why does it do this? This is so annoying. Let me try something. I minimize the OBS. Oh, is it because OBS? What the hell? I minimized OBS on the other screen and now it is working as it should. What the hell? Let me put OBS back on screen. Yeah, what the crap? Okay, what if I put Discord on top of OBS? Yeah, that works. Okay, so for some reason... Yeah, let me move OBS to the main screen. Okay, so for some reason... if I have OBS showing on the top screen or any screen, whenever I minimize a window, the OBS window becomes active, and somehow for some reason that cancels any input from the pen. Why? Why is that so the way it is? It doesn't make sense. Excuse you. Okay, if I don't minimize the browser, then it becomes the active window when I minimize it, some Windows Explorer window, and that doesn't trigger the bug. Okay, there's at least that, I guess. But this sucks. You know what else sucks? Besides this job that I got, well, that I maybe got, the fact that it is getting hot in here. So let me turn on my fan. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's try to do some art here, shall we? So you guys might remember from the, you guys, my god, my mouth there just had a stroke. Anyway, guys might remember I was working on the redesign of this old character that I'm gonna put up for sale. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to do it, because with this new job, God knows if I'm actually gonna be able to do this. Anyway, I was working on this, and I actually managed to do a little bit more work on this earlier this week. Specifically, I started on the sketch that will be part of the actual reference sheet that I'm gonna make for this character. So let me do this here real quick. Replace this, yes. Open redesign progress sheet. Ah, crap. Okay, so remember, excuse me. Remember those times that I told you that Paint has this limitation on how big you can have the canvas of some picture to be, where if it is too big, Paint runs out of memory and it cannot open the file anymore, even though it can save it. So there it is happening right now. So this progress sheet, this file here, contains the progress sheet of this here. Wait, is it this here? No, this is the progress sheet for this here, where I was basically coming up with the new design of the character. Anyway, that canvas turned out to be way too big. Paint cannot handle opening this file now. Yay. But it's okay, because if you get this bug, by the way, if you get this bug, don't fret. Your file has not been lost. Your file is still there. It can still be read just fine, just not by Paint. So if you get that problem, what you do is you open some other image editor, like Photoshop, for example, and then you open that file. Wait, not this file. And then you open that file and this other editor, like in my case here, Photoshop. And then you can save it again as a different file. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to have to divide this here. Let me make a selection. I'm going to turn this progress sheet into 2. So I can still keep all of this progress, but without having this canvas being this big, and therefore triggering Paint to crap itself. So let me copy this part of the canvas. This might still be a little too big. Well, let's see. For now, let me name this number 1. And let's see if that is going to open for editing on Paint. Okay, it does. See, now that I made the canvas of this smaller, now Paint can handle opening it for editing. So now let's do the second part. So I can still keep both of these and close Photoshop. Now let me copy this, rename this to 0, and rename this to redesign progress sheet 1 and redesign progress sheet 2. And now I can delete this one. Okay, there we go. So now it should open normally. And there we have it. If you have that issue with Paint, now you know how to solve it. Open your file on some other more advanced editor like Photoshop, and just copy, make a selection, copy part of the drawing, put it in a different file, then save that, and then grab the other part, put it in another different file. So you will have 2 files. Is it cumbersome? Yes, a little bit maybe, but definitely beats getting that bug. Anyway, let's open here redesign. No, I lied. No, what I want is progress sheet. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, for the sketch that is going to be part of the actual reference sheet, I am drawing this character in a pose. I put this little guy here. Well, he's almost my height, only 1 centimeter taller. Anyway, I put this, well, close next to the dragon. He is little. Anyway, I put this little guy here. This is going to be part of the reference sheet, of course, as a size reference for the character. That's how big this dragon is supposed to be next to a person of average height of 1 meter and 80 centimeters. Anyway, and this here I did earlier this week. I don't remember when exactly I worked on this. Not that it really matters. So I'm going to continue from where I left off. Or at least I am going to try, because I am so tired from yesterday. I'm not sure if my brain is working well enough to do this. Let me see, what am I gonna do next here? For one, I think I want his face to be turned a little more to the left. He's left here. So when I draw his actual face over this here, I gotta try to make that work. Yeah, I think for the very start, this should be fine. Let me draw something here to symbolize where the wings should go, at least one of them. Also, this here needs to be a bit different, I think. Yeah, I think that is looking a bit better. At least more anatomically correct, even though this is not going to be the final version of whatever that is. Well, it's supposed to be a leg. Okay, and that there is going to be one wing. By the way, remember when I told you guys that originally this character was a little chubby? Well, not actually chubby, he just had a little bit of a pot belly on his original design. I said that I was going to keep that characteristic of the character, and I actually tried to give him a little bit more of a belly, but for some reason that really bothered me. So I think I'm actually going to change that detail on his character design. For some reason, well, I know the reason. I just don't want to talk about it. But anyway, although I do know the reason, I'm gonna say for some reason, because I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, for some reason, draw that was making me very uncomfortable. I couldn't do it. I mean, I could. I actually did try, but I didn't like it. So I think I'm actually going to change that aspect on his character, on his design, I mean. But that is not fully decided yet. That was, after all, one key feature of his original design. And I'm not simply I'm not completely redesigning all of these characters. I'm actually only supposed to be updating their designs, improving it, not changing their design completely. Okay, let me copy this and keep it on the clipboard. And let's begin sketching his face. Man, it sucks that I have to keep an eye on the clock now. Oh god, give me a better job, please. Better work hours at least. Alright, let's begin with a rough sketch. No, less angle than this. His mouth is supposed to be open on this pose, because as you can see here, I want him to be breathing fire on this pose. So this muzzle needs to be at a greater angle than this, or actually less angle than this. No, that's still not good. Hold on a second, he's a dragon, he's supposed to have a big mouth. I usually never start any drawing by the mouth. I usually always begin with the muzzle. But I'll see if I can make an exception for this one. Gotta get the angle right though. That can be a problem. Well, not really. But whatever's going on up here, that is horrible. But okay, basics first. One problem at a time. Ugh, this open mouth made me yawn. Let me copy this here for reference. Okay, for starters, that should be fine, I guess. Let's have this line here, just some kind of reference. Now, normally, to draw his lower jaw here, I first would draw his teeth. Gotta do that. Not necessarily now, though. That can actually wait a bit. That's way too much of a chin. I accidentally right-clicked with the pen. I'm gonna use the line for this. The curve too, to be precise. Everything that I am drawing right now, all of this is subject to change. This is very off. I don't really think his mouth is supposed to open like this. This feels very off. Even though it is still very rough, only the beginnings of the basics. It already feels off. Well, for one, this should not be here. Okay, let's leave this like that for the moment. Let's work on his actual face. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Yeah, this is completely wrong. For one, this is too big. And two, I made a huge mistake here. The snout is basically horizontal, but his lower jaw is at an angle. That's not how perspective works. I need a brief bathroom break, guys. I'll be back in a couple minutes. And when I get back, I'll sort this out. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's sort this out. So let's I'm not going to undo everything, or will I? Yes, I will. Undo everything. Assuming I have enough undos. Okay, that bit there I actually want to keep. So let me copy this. Okay, I ran out of undos now. No problem. Let's replace that with this. And let's start this over. To get it done in the way that I want, how should I do it? Or should I actually have his head actually tilted like this? You know what, I'm gonna try it like this. And you know what, instead of going straight to an open mouth, I'm gonna draw his mouth closed, like I always do with any dragon, or any character really, that I draw. And then I will redraw it. That should help me sort out the proportions more easily. That snout is way too wide, don't you think? Seems a little too wide. If I keep going like this... No, I gotta fix this. Even though it's still very early, this needs to be fixed. Yeah, that seems to make more sense. I think I must have slept on my eyes. My vision, my sight is a little, excuse me, a little blurry. Either that or this is a side effect of the new antidepressant I started taking this week. Because it is definitely doing something. I'm not sure what exactly it is doing in my body, but it is doing something. The angle of the snout is wrong. Where is it? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this. Should be fine. I hope so. Oh my god, this is so off. My sight. It's not very good today. Man, I gotta drive later. This better get better. Excuse me. Whatever it is that I am doing to this face is coming out very deformed, and I don't like it. Okay, that is slightly better. Oops. Let's redo all of this. Actually, let me use the curve tool. But now his muzzle is too thick, too wide, too big. Not supposed to be like that. Oh, that helps. Let's redo that eye completely. Also, let's make this muzzle shorter. It's too long. I'll fix this later. Now here's an eye. And a cheek. That doesn't look good, but I'll fix it later. One step at a time. Alright, Rutang, take care. Have a good trip. No problem. I should. What time is it? I think I should still be here. Hold on. The stream started at 11. Supposed to go for 3 hours. 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah, I should still be here up until around 2:15, 2:20, more or less. Unfortunately, I cannot go for any longer than that. Not anymore. So yeah, I still got a couple hours to go.
I'm feeling like a photograph life. It changes but it goes by fast and far too fast for me to catch.
Oh my god, the more I fix this, the worse it gets.
I should believe in myself more if only it was as easy as that. Sometimes I just feel like a stranger in my life. Sometimes I don't feel right at all.
Yeah, that looks a bit better.
Maybe lonely, maybe I'm supposed to be, 'cause no one's there to hear me when I call.
Though not this bit here.
I watched and waited for the moment I'll find someone like me. I feel so underrated. Some just leave me frustrated. Feels like I'll never
That's the same.
find someone
I'm fine, never mind.
like me.
I'll sort it out later. Let's save this. Always remember to often save your progress, whatever you are doing. Because you never know when something might go wrong and you might lose all of it.
My wings feel broken, but they work fine, I guess. Confidence never was mine. A harsh word can leave me stunned. Some say I'm unique and others strange. Some say I'm just living up to my name, but I can't be the only one. Sometimes I just feel like a stranger in my life. Sometimes
I think there's too much snout over here. I was gonna say smout. Too much snout there.
no one's there to hear me when I call. Things get complicated, so I've watched and waited.
I do miss doing traditional art, but I have to say, digital gives you so much freedom over so many things in the art. Like this fix I just did here, in digital, easy. In traditional, this would be a lot more complicated. Which, mind you, I still plan anyway. Don't know at this point if I'm actually going to be able to do it. But I still plan to start doing traditional art on the Chill Art Sunday sometime soon. Well, soon-ish. Depends on whenever I'm going to be able to afford a few equipments that I'm going to need to set up the other desk for those particular streams. Because I cannot really do those from this desk here. This desk is too small, too uncomfortable. It doesn't have enough room to have a notepad, and the position for doing anything on paper is very awkward here. It's fine for a drawing tablet, but for an actual notebook, And I know I've tried. That's one of the reasons why I never did traditional art anymore, since I dropped it back in mid 2008. Plus the light on this desk here is completely wrong for that. Excuse me. Oh god, why am I so burpy? Stop. I suppose it's better up than down, but still. Okay, these eyes, they are very different sizes, but one step at a time. Let's do the basics of the body first. Should do the horns first. Should I make this eye smaller or that one bigger? I think that one bigger. Now let's begin with the horns. First, let me move all of this down a bit, so I have more room to work with. Oh, one thing that I am thinking of giving this character, with this redesign, that I haven't done yet, is ears. I'm thinking of giving him ears. Now that's something I've never done with any dragons before. Or have I? No, wait, I think I might have drawn one dragon once with ears. But anyway, for the sake of my argument, that aside, I've never drawn any dragons with ears before, but it is something that I've been meaning to do for quite some time. I actually considered to give Michael Braveheart a pair of ears. But he's too special of a character to me, and particularly the way he came into existence. I really want to change his design at all. Besides, I never could figure out how to give him ears that actually match his design. Anything that I did try. I tried. I drew a few sketches. Everything that I did looked weird, so I gave up. But other characters, yeah, I would like to try some dragon with ears. Let me check if the one that I'm thinking of is indeed the one that I drew with ears, and if I actually did even do it in the first place. This year. Yes, I did draw her with ears. Yeah, if I do give Draken a pair of ears, I don't think they will be able to be like this here, this design. Because this Dragoness is basically a Draconified pony. So I try to make the ears more pony-like, and overall I think this design went very well with the design that I gave her body. But this design is definitely not gonna work for Draken. I'm pretty sure it won't. As an example, yeah, that just looks a bit weird. Now he almost looks like a goblin. I'll think of something. I always do. Well, I say that, but I also did just say that I tried to give Michael Braveheart ears and I couldn't figure that out for him. And then I gave up. Thing is, dragons, they're such peculiar creatures. And I don't mean that in a bad way, not at all. It's just that dragons, they usually have such a specific type of body, something that is very unique.
Shades of gray.
Okay, so I got that, but I feel like I need to move it. Move it back a bit. Back and down. That's a very long horn, as it is supposed to be. Let me just change this part over here. Now for the horn on the other side. I think I made that one thicker than this one. The thickness on that one is actually better than this one. I think. Let me finish them, their basics first, and then I will figure that out. Because either way, something's off here. Let's change this a little further. Yeah, that's a bit better. Of course, it's not done. I'll still have to do a lot of work on it, but it's okay for now. I raised a little too much more than I should. It's okay, no biggie. Let's begin drawing his chest and this part of his neck. That's a thick neck, boy. Of course it is, he's a dragon. It's not, this curve is not shaped quite properly, but I'm going to stick with it for the moment. After I have more of his body drawn, so I can use it as a reference, then I'm going to redraw the neck. At least this part of the neck. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to redraw the back of the neck. Probably not. No, that doesn't look good. No, that's not right either. Perhaps I should do more of the tail down here first, and then draw the back. You guys might remember from last year's Sunday, this character is now supposed to have a rather long tail. Longer than average for most dragons of his race. And I actually wrote down a little, what is the word for it? A little draft with a little bit of a few informations about this character. You know, that stuff that I was talking about last Sunday about giving these characters not exactly a backstory, but some basis for their new owners to build upon, you know. And on it, it's unfinished, of course, and completely subject to change. But on it so far, I have wrote that the reason why his body is a little longer than the usual for dragons of his race, and why he has a very long tail, is because although he is a Western dragon, he does have some Eastern dragon ancestry. So at some point in his family tree, some of his family mingled with Eastern dragons, to put it lightly. So he got some Eastern dragon genes, which is why he is a little long without actually being a noodle dragon. Shut up, phone. My phone is reminding me that I am running out of time for today's show. God damn it. I'd say fine, but it's not really fine. Yeah, this needs to be longer. Can't be too long, of course. Just as long as it needs to be. Taking a break on the way back, Reptane? Welcome back temporarily. By the way, did you guys see that Pokemon TV is back on YouTube and uploading full episodes of the show? I hope they upload all seasons and episodes of the Johto series. I really want to watch those. I'm currently watching the Indigo League, you know, the very first season of the show on Netflix. Man, how fun it is. Should I make this longer? I'll leave it like this for now. we have to consider, after all, angles, and perspective. Hold on, I gotta move this away from here. I had put this here originally so I could use that as a reference for the tail. Now at first this tail is gonna look a little deformed, but that's okay because I will be fixing it. For now I just need the basics in place. You know, the foundations and stuff. Okay, let's leave it like that for the moment. Let me draw his back now. I really hope my vision is going to get back to normal soon and stop being this blurry. It's making it difficult for me to see what I'm doing, and it's gonna make it difficult for me to see what I will have to do at work. Alright, let's see. Yeah. That's not too bad. Now, of course, these not quite legs yet. They are completely disproportional now, but that's okay. Those are there only as a reference. The actual legs that I will draw will be different and proportional. Let's draw this line again. That'll do for now. I think the leg's okay. Well, it's not. But for starters, it is fine. Let's see about the back leg now. The one on this side. No. That's way too thick. Damn boy, he's thick. No, that leg is not. His back legs are not supposed to be that long. I mean, that thick. They're supposed to be normal. Yeah, that's still too thick. Let's try to fix that before I move on any further. Yeah, that might work. Sorry for the sound, everybody. I'm just focusing here. Okay, that is much better. Much, much better. But as always, of course, completely unfinished. Let's draw some toes. Some very ugly toes for this back paw. Just to get started. How many toes am I gonna give this new version of his design? The usual 3 for back legs, or should I go with 4? How many did he have originally? 3. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with 3 then. Nah, I kinda feel like doing 4. That looks really weird. That's mostly because the style that I'm trying to draw this paw as is that other style, the one that I am not used to draw. It's this style here. I'm not used to draw this style. I've done it before, I'm just not used to doing it. This might be too wide. It is throwing me off. I think. Now, because of the perspective, I reckon this other toe, we should be facing it completely straight forward, completely head on. Like this. Or at least close to being like this.
What do you say?
I guess
Let's dust out this rusty, dusty mess. Seems like you got a block up in your head.
it's true, I'm just a little blue, stuck in a rut, don't know what to do.
I can think of a couple of things to bring back the bling, if you know what I mean.
I'm really not sure that I do.
Let Izzy walk you through. Okay. Oh, fluff out the feathers, get in the flow, shake out the glitter, letting it go, splash in the color. We're gonna break that cycle. Ooh, stitch in the sequence, it's up to you. Craft out your feelings, doodly do. A new kind of heal it in the unicycle groove. Get in the groove. Show me your moves. Get in the unicycle groove. Get in the groove.
Over here, that part will have to be redrawn a bit.
Did you like it when I said I was a little blue?
Huh?
Yeah, cause I'm blue
Blue what?
horse.
Oh,
I was a little.
yeah, you are.
Does that make sense?
Hey, so
Though this still doesn't look good.
I'm not the most experienced with
Problem might be this here.
what I make. I master nothing more than a mistake.
And a bit of this toe too.
Well, then we'll pick up the pieces.
It is too sideways.
Whatever. You don't need to fret. It's good to make for just creation's sake.
I only wish that I can trust that I'm not gonna mess it up.
There's nothing wrong at all, my friend, with happy little accidents. Oh, about the feathers, get in the flow, shake out the glitter, letting it go, splash in the color. We're gonna break that cycle. Ooh, stitch in the sequence, it's up to you. Craft out your feelings, doodly do, a new kind of heal it in the unicycle groove. Get in the groove, show me your moves. Get in the unicycle groove. Get in the groove, show me your moves. Get in the unicycle.
Alright, it's not great, but it's not terrible. It is a bit better than it was originally. And I'm gonna leave it like this for the time being. Let's save this. And let's draw the front paw. Yeah, it should be similar. We copy this as a reference to but move them a bit.
Alright, just one question.
Lay it on me.
Doesn't one typically ride on a unicycle?
Let's use this line as a reference to where the ground should be.
Well, maybe I will.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not where the ground should be, but
Get in the groove.
I should angle this and stuff. I don't know. I think this should be enough. I hope so. Because I am rolling with it. Originally he had 4 toes on the front paws, didn't he? Yes, he did. I'm gonna keep that. And I am messing up. And this guy, Replacer, the author of this song and a couple others that played right before this one, is so good. I really like his songs. The anatomy of this paw that I am drawing right now is technically not incorrect. The problem is that I am drawing it in the wrong angle. The angle is wrong. Where is it? What if I simply copy this one over to here and just modify it and turn it into a front paw? Is that gonna be worth it? How well will this one fit here? How compatible is it going to be? Maybe it might work. You know what, let's pause the front paw and let's do something else. Actually, what I will do is take another bathroom break. Thing is, I don't know if this is because of my anxiety that is being triggered because of worries and this job, or if it is a side effect of the new antidepressant that I am taking, but I have been needing to go to the bathroom much more often than I used to, and this time I'm gonna take about 5 to 6 minutes over there, guys. Sorry. I'll be back as soon as I can. BRB. And I am back. Sorry it took a little while. But you know, when nature calls, you have to answer. The thickness on this bit of the leg, of this back leg here, is okay now, but I am realizing now it is a bit too short. I think this should be a little longer. I'm not gonna do that now though. What I will do now instead is at least get started on this other front leg. This might be either too short or too thick. I think it's short. Yes. It was definitely too short. Hey, welcome back, Riptane. What's up? That's too thick, though. Yeah, that's too thick. Let's make this thinner. There are so many people with the Syrian opposition flag running around the city. Wait, Syrian opposition? Not in favor of Syria? The government was toppled yesterday. What the frick? Well, I wasn't home yesterday night, and I didn't have the time to check anything today either. That's why I am completely off the radar when it comes to news. I didn't have the time to check the news. That's the problem. I did take a brief glance on X before the start of the stream. Most I saw there is that apparently, I think some illegal shoved someone into the rail tracks or something. But not much else. And presumably the person shoved into the rail tracks at a subway was defending illegals and got shoved in by illegal. I don't know, I didn't check any details of that. Yeah, this thickness is better. I did see a couple days ago, however, that the French government basically broke down, or something of the sort. Serves them right for what they did on the Olympics. Alright, let's recolor this to black and see if this is any good.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost, oh, I will
Yeah, I think it is. Paul aside,
from the dust.
it might be good. These two legs, they might be a little too long, however.
Unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh,
Well, hopefully they do. If the reason they fled
rise up
is because of an oppressive government and such government is no longer in power,
until we
and hopefully they can return home and be happy there.
rise up from the dust and clear my throat.
Wanted? Oh, wasted. We're gonna celebrate, huh? No?
Dust and clear my throat. We all have our reasons why we are.
Just because you want them?
We all have our burdens, yeah, but we just keep on fighting and we never look back. Here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid.
Ah, now that is much better. Now I won't have to redraw this part of the leg. The problem was this here, that was just too long. It's still not as it should be. Of course, I'm still gonna have to do a lot of redrawings on specific spots here and there. But it's a lot better overall.
Until we reach it, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clear my throat.
Now let's redo this part here.
We rise up from the dust and clear my throat. We rise up from the dust and clear my throat.
There we go. Now let me see if I can make this ball here and make it right. Make it right in accordance to the style that it is supposed to be, which is not my usual feline-like style of paws for dragons. That's not the design this dragon is supposed to have.
Give me a smidge of confidence. Give me a speck of something that makes sense. Give me an idea of dependency. Give me a dash of loyalty.
Oh, please tell me I'm not drawing a feline-like paw. That's not how this is supposed to be. I guess not. Is it supposed to be like that? No. Should there be another one here? Like this? I guess. No, that looks too small. Way too small. Some kind of toe here. Guess that should be here, right? I've never been good at drawing these. I'll leave it like that for now. Let's redraw this. Or die trying. Is that angle right? Yeah, it might work a bit better than what I was doing there originally. But I'm not really convinced. Still think these toes should be facing us a little more. You know what? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it again. Starting with this one. I accidentally right-clicked while I was holding left click. In case you don't know, on Paint, if you do that, Paint is going to cancel whatever it is you are doing at the moment. So, for example, I'm drawing this line here, and while holding left click, I right-click. It is going to undo it, but not save it to the undo and redo history. So if I press Ctrl Y to redo the line, for example, it's not going to redo it. If I press Ctrl Z, it is instead going to undo the last thing that I did before I tried the line. And the same thing works the other way around too. If you are doing something with right click and you click left, Oops. When you click left, it is going to cancel that. So that is actually very handy if you make a mistake and you don't want to waste a slot on the history. You can just keep holding click and then you right click or left click depending which one you are pressing originally, and it will undo the thing you were doing without sending anything to the history. This doesn't look right. It looks way worse than what I was doing here. Undo. Yeah, it's worse than this. Alright, fine, let's continue with this here then. Let's see where I can go with it. And I reckon these will have to be longer also. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to skip a couple songs. This stop here needs to be rounder. Actually, it needs to be like that on all of them. Like so. Let's do the same fix with this one here. For now it looks like crap, but once done it should look very good. Okay, maybe it is looking a little more crap than it should. Okay, this here will have to be completely redrawn. Actually, I think this whole paw will have to be redrawn yet again. Why am I having so many troubles with this one specifically? I haven't even drawn that one there yet. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't. You know what? Let's not touch this paw for now. Let me undo all of this and go back to what I had there before, which I believe it was this. Somehow this looks better. And this is not right. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it like this for now. Let me work a little bit more on his head. For instance, I think his head needs to be a little longer. So let's do that. A little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Hey pianist, happy Sunday. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Sadly, you joined by the end of the stream. Man, I'm gonna have to go very, very soon. It sucks. Not exactly, pianist. Technically speaking, I'm not hired. I'm just being tested and learning how the work works. I should say the job works, not the work works. Sounds weird. Anyway, all the while being evaluated to see for them to see if I am fit for the job or not. But yeah, until further notice, I have to go to this work, and I hate the work hours there. It's terrible. Yes, I think I can say so. I got paid for the work I did yesterday. Not much though, only 80 reais. And that's hardly, what, $10 to $20 I think? How much is that? $302. Yeah, that's barely over $10. Hi, Dragon Boy. But yeah, I actually did by the end of the shift. I did talk to the manager to ask to ask for a few details on what the work hours are, the days of the week, and how much the actual salary is. And she couldn't remember the exact amount, but the wage is around 1,500 reais, which is really garbage, mainly if we take into consideration, as I was talking about earlier on the stream, if we take into consideration that the shift starts at 4 p.m. in the afternoon and ends past 11:30 in the night. And I gotta work from Monday to Monday, every single day of the week. At least you aren't working for free, though I suppose you wouldn't have stuck around if you weren't getting paid for your time. Well, yes and no. Truth is, as I also talked about earlier on the stream, this job, even though I have only done one shift, I already did not like it, and I'm sure I haven't seen the worst of it yet. This job is one that I actually want to pass on and not actually take it. But the thing is, my financial situation is so dire right now that I am actually borderline desperate for money, which is very bad. So give up on this one opportunity, which so far is the only one that showed up out of all the possibly hundreds of CVs I have already sent for a long time now. Since it's the only one, and I am borderline desperate, give it up is not really an option, even though I really want to ignore it. Yeah, that little for that many hours. And there's only 1 hour for break, and it happens after the very first hour of the shift. Okay, that head is looking much better now. Let me try to fix that eye before I have to wrap up for today. Which I don't want to wrap up for today this early, but I have to. In any case, I am very unhappy with this job. The job itself is not too bad. It's the work hours and days of the week. That's what, figuratively speaking, break my legs. What's the job? A delivery attendant at a pizzeria. I don't have to do deliveries, I just answer phone calls from, well, that's a job description anyway, but I actually have to do a lot more stuff than just that. Anyway, I answer phone calls, take orders, stuff like that. Yeah, for those of you joining the stream now, you can watch the VOD later. I talk about this quote-unquote job, and I put into quotations because I'm not officially hired yet, and how much that is going to affect my stuff, in particular my streams. I spent almost the first hour, almost the entire first hour of the Chill Art Sunday talking about that, as well as changes in the time slots of the Chill Art Sunday and the Gaming Friday and all this stuff. You know, essentially I'm talking about how things are gonna go if I do stay at this job. Because again, I'm not actually hired yet, and I don't know if they actually will hire me, if I'm gonna be lucky and they will hire, but I'm gonna be lucky to find something better with at least better work hours and better work days, or not. Because I'm honestly, I honestly rather have a job that pays about the same crappy wage, but has better work hours, as I was describing earlier, Monday to Saturday noon, and only 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. like it is usually for most jobs around here, than a job that you have to work every single day of the week at night on these crazy hours. If at least the pay was higher, then maybe, I guess, but it isn't. As it is, it's just not worth it. Besides, it is extremely tiresome. Thanks, Pianist. Because I probably will not have the time to upload the VOD straight to my YouTube channel right after I finish this like I normally do. I'll try. But if it's not there by later today, then you might have to check it on Twitch while it is still live, since Twitch does delete stuff automatically after a few days. But yeah, I spent about a little over 40 minutes talking about this potential job and stuff. This eye still looks a little too small. Kind of close, Dragon Boy. He's a dragon. I am redesigning an old abandoned character so I can sell it away. Alright, let's see if this fix is gonna be what I actually want to go with. Yeah, that's a bit better. Still not quite there, but it's a bit better. I don't know, Dragon Boy, I don't know which system you are using. I don't know its settings. You might want to look up a tutorial or something. Yeah, that still needs a lot of improving. The eye still needs to be a little bigger. But also now there's too much for the head over here. I gotta fix that. But unfortunately, I do not have the time to do that anymore. Not today. As I was explaining the other side of the stream, since I have to work every single day of the week on this job, especially if I actually do get hired, I gotta go there on Sundays too, which is why I moved the Chart Sunday to a lot earlier today, 11 in the morning. Actually it started 11:15, but it's best if I can actually do it at 11, at the latest 11 in the morning. But anyway, point is, because of this, I'm gonna have to end the show here, even though I actually do want to keep going for longer, because I have to be at this job at 4 in the afternoon. It is now 2 o'clock, and I need some time to prepare myself, rest a little bit from this, maybe eat something. I was so tired last night that I could not even manage to have dinner. I just ate a couple pieces of cake, of dry cake, and a banana and juice, and crashed into bed. I'm still feeling really tired. Anyway, I'll probably be very wasted by tomorrow. So yeah, because of this, I'm gonna have to wrap up here for today, everybody. I am very sorry. I am really unhappy with this job that showed up. Seriously. Of all the hundreds of CVs that I sent, for all the dozens or even hundreds of places that I send them to, all different kinds of places with much better work hours, why this one? And I don't even remember sending a CV to this place. This is actually one of the places that I most did not want to try a job at, exactly because of the work hours. I knew it was going to be crap. Why, out of all the places, why this one? You know? Man, it's so frustrating. I mean, sure, yes, as I said before, beats being unemployed and have no money. But I basically now have to breathe and leave this job only. And the pay is horrible. Just as bad as the work hours. Didn't your brother say something about pizza place before? Maybe he sent for you. Yeah, probably. He did ask me if the folks at this place had contacted me. So maybe that's what happened. Also, apparently the owner is his friend, or they know each other. Because when I got there yesterday, I spoke to the guy. I think it was the owner. He asked if I am my brother's brother. Funny you remember that, because I don't remember it. Israeli, the race is good. What? What are you talking about, Dragon Boy? Anyway, I wish I could stay for longer, guys, but I cannot. So I'm gonna have to wrap up here for today. So everybody, thank you so much for joining the stream. I am sorry I had to move it earlier. Until further notice, at least the Chart Sunday will probably be at this new time slot between 11 in the morning and 11:15 in the morning, maybe 11:30. I still need to adjust that. This job thing at this pizza place happened so fast that I didn't have any time to plan anything at all. So I'll still try to figure this out, but be forewarned, until further notice, the new time for the Church Sunday is probably going to be 11 a.m. Eastern Time every Sunday. And I hope I can keep it up because I'm going to be so tired. I hopefully will be able to wake up in time. I probably won't though, which is going to be even worse. Anyway, thank you, pianists. Guys, please pray that I get something better than this, at least with better work hours. Because this is horrible. I only did one shift and I already feel completely obliterated. Yes, I was early today. That's what I'm talking about. Because I cannot stream the Church Sunday on the usual time slots, which is 3 p.m. in the afternoon, because I have to be at this job at 4, I had to move the Church Sunday to many hours earlier, so 11 in the morning. So until further notice, the new time for the Church Sunday should be 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you guys are confused as to which time is Eastern Time, just look up whatever time it is in New York. You know, that's basically the same. I am on the same time zone as New York. So yeah, whenever I say Eastern Time, you can use New York as a reference. So if it is 11 in the morning in New York, that's the time the stream should be live on Sundays. You can use a format timestamp on Discord. I can. I also have this auto message. Well, it's not really auto, but I can press a button here and it prints the schedules in chat. Except that those are showing the original times. Okay, so right now you cannot trust what that message says. I'll check real quick. Yeah. Well, in any case, what I said about the whatever time it is in New York, that is valid because where I live, it has the same time zone as New York. The only difference is when daylight saving times go into effect. Then in the United States, I think they move their clocks. I think it's 1 hour earlier, while for now over here we stay on the same time. But anyway, so yeah, guys, thank you so much, everybody. Sorry I have to start early and it is early too. I'll try to figure things out, and please pray that I get a better job with at least better work hours. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me for today, everybody. It actually isn't, but I have to. Have a great week, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you again very, very soon. But until we meet again on the next stream, God bless you all, stay safe and healthy, sleep well when you go to bed, and as always, dream of dragons. So hopefully we'll see you again very soon. Until then, have a good one. Bye bye. Thank you, Dragon Boy. Thank you, everybody. See you. Dream of dragons, guys.
Some problems and we don't know what to do. You've come to find new feelings and exactly what you knew. The odds are stacked quite poorly if without a winning hand. But bear in mind your bearing's only worse if you don't turn up. Don't bet on taking trips because they'll turn your trips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. Citrus can seem quite big if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I will not let that not my opinion of such enough. Bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes and setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion of the fact that if you could fix the failings of the current paradigm, we would have a hero who's supposed to be elusive and on time. Just on time. And then we would all contrive new conflicts, you know. Don't bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes and setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion of the show. Don't bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion. Stipulations placed before you to get all the things you really need. Mr. Big may make things hard, but you have got to plant your seeds. fight more. Your dreams thrive by competition. You'll find no one famous ever got there just by flinching at their foes. Cling against the torment, claw with all your might at what you know. Don't let go, just grow. Don't wait or play to indecision. Don't bet on taking trips because you've got to be more grand. You got to think ahead and carry out the things you planned. Citrus can be your fuse when you can see where fossils lay. Don't quit on hopes or dreams when you have simply got to chin up. Don't bet on sinking ships because they'll only drag you down. You've got to keep on sailing even when you want to frown. The world will keep on turning